Welcome back to our special election coverage, Ekiti Decides 2026. And if you're just joining us, voters across Ekiti State today headed to the polls to elect the state's next governor in what has largely been described as a peaceful and closely watched election. Well, according to INEC, over 1.53 million voters are registered for this election, spread across 2,445 polling units in the state, 16 local government areas. Now, reports from various parts of the state indicate a generally peaceful process, with security agencies maintaining a strong presence throughout the day. And there have, however, been reports of delays in some polling units, particularly in parts of Ekiti, where beavers challenges reportedly slowed accreditation and voting earlier in the day. We also heard that election officials worked to address those issues as voting continued. Well, in several communities, observers reported encouraging voter turnout, with many residents arriving early to cast their ballots. Election observers and civil society groups have also been monitoring the process in real time, calling for transparency and adherence to electoral guidelines. Well, at this hour, attention is gradually shifting from voting to counting and collation. And reports indicate that sorting and counting of ballots have commenced in a number of polling units and almost been concluded as we speak. And right now, while we expect the results to begin moving from the polling units to the ward and, of course, to local government collation centers before final transmission to the state collation center in Ekiti. It is important for us to note that no official winner has been declared yet. And of course, all figures that have been discussed outside INEC's official channels should be treated as unofficial until confirmed by the Electoral Commission. Well, as the night progresses, we are going to continue to bring you a verified update from the field, reactions from stakeholders, and of course, developments from the Collation Center, and expert analysis of the trends emerging from across the state. This is Ekiti Decides 2026, and I am Victor Ake. Stay with us. Now, while voting has largely been peaceful across many parts of Ekiti State, there have also been reports of isolated incidents, including a clash in Elawe, Ekiti, over allegations of vote buying and beavers-related delays in parts of Ikere, Ekiti. Now, to get a clearer picture of developments on the ground and the mood at the collation centers, let us now speak with our correspondent, Sydney, who has been monitoring events across the state. Sydney, good evening to you. And of course, we're going to get to Sydney just in a moment. But first, we have AK Master Christian in the studio with us. Once again, good evening to you, AK Master.
Good evening, Mr. Victor.
Well, you made it down tonight as well.
Today is a great day.
It is.
Today is a great day.
And of course, you've monitored the election with me, from this morning up until now, and we had a conversation. But before we dive into it, let me quickly bring this to you. Now, registered voters 1,059,360. Total PVCs that were collected was 1,028,929. Accredited voters 282,471. And total number of votes tonight, or today basically, was around 279,790. And the valid votes, 274,917. And then the percentage of the voter turnout today is 26.7%, which of course is a decline from the last election. But you said something earlier on that you're looking at, when I asked what's going to be surprising to you, you talked about the fact that 900,000 might just be a very good number to you. Just quickly comment on that, and then we'll move straight to Sydney.
Yeah, like I told you, I said out of 1,059,000 registered voters, I'm expecting from 900,000 at least, if the average could be 500,000. But as you can see, I'm surprised, I'm shocked that the voters turnout is not as we expected. So we watch INEC, let INEC give us tell us what happened and every other thing. So that's all I can say for now.
Okay.
Since they have started collecting the results, so we'll know what the feedback is.
Definitely. Well, Sydney, good evening to you. Yeah, I am struggling to hear Sydney right here in the studio. Uh, but of course, Sydney, we hear that, of course, we've seen the works you've been doing all throughout the day, monitoring the elections, from various polling units. Talk to us about it. Just give us an overview how the elections went in Ekiti State, especially in the polling units, local government areas that you also monitored.
I don't know if you can hear me now. I don't know if you can hear me loud and clear now. Can you hear me? Can you confirm if you can hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. All right. So far so good. I will give to observe the left of the photo check or go around, see how things is going in different polling units. There was something that shocked me. Is the street people from the city were expecting, they are too eager to just come out and exercise their franchise in this election. Massive turnout. Yes, about over 100 million that's registered, but indeed there was a lot of massive voter turnout, and everything was peaceful. And if you now take it down to the hometown of governor, the incumbent governor, that's the Kubosi, the turnout there was something overwhelming. At least I saw a crowd of people that it's as if it was just in a stadium watching people.
Oh, wow.
So it was something extraordinary. Yeah, these people there came out to represent their own son. And during the time when the government came to have, everybody just have to give it the order as the government for him to as the police as well as his wife. And then we have an interaction asking him what can he say about this turnout. And he expressed satisfaction, applauding his people for this turnout, and he also commended the people for not being violent at all.
Well,
First thing here is that
okay.
the next thing we are correct at the police center, but let's just see how what is going to happen. Some of the returning officers are coming back from the different places now, bringing all their materials, and officials are also sitting down, materials and parties are sitting down, waiting for this returning officers to bring up all the materials. And over here, you can also see the observers are here. They are also party agents are also here. At the other end there, Jonathan are waiting for this pollution center to commence the action. And if you can look at the time, this is past 11. And if you see everybody here now, everybody is looking like people that just get woke up from sleep and ready to do the office.
It's been a long day, obviously.
There is a big long day, but people see that none of them is taking as if they're tired. They want to see it from beginning to the end, and they are not ready to
All right. Okay, Sydney. Doctor, we also got some reports about the beavers having some form of malfunction during the course of the election. Was that something that you witnessed?
Oh, yeah, I have this. Let me use the word I mentioned.
Okay.
I have this. When I went to confirm for or INEC official in that particular thing, that some of the voters or electorate here are complaining about it. That can be also. He told me that yes, we have a little bit of reach of internet issue somewhere around Ekiti West. Somewhere like little around something like that. That was from the beginning when they wanted to start the accreditation of separation. afterward, the bottom state line and everything was going back. And everybody there exercising their franchise.
Okay. We also heard about some pockets of vote buying in the Ekiti State governorship election. Is it also something that you can confirm that you witnessed or also saw, in the units where you monitored?
Yeah, just like what you said now. Oh, yes. Just like what you said now. Indeed, allegedly, let me use the word illegally, because I was trying to also have this interview with the commissioner of police and the allegation of verifying. And when the commissioner was responding to the police, he said, none of these are the fluctuations. Just population, just education. For my own, I did not wish to make options. I did not.
Okay.
I wish let me even know how these people are their own thing. Yes, for I did not do this. But I have this for allegations.
All right. All right, Sydney. Thank you very much, Sydney.
Okay, Mr. Sydney, well done.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Can
quite
you
noisy right there now.
between
I think.
the security aspect of
Sorry, your line is breaking. Your line is breaking a little.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Hello, Sydney. All right, just go ahead and let's hear your concern.
I want you to rate the security deployment in most of the polling units you covered, based on what the CP told us, that he said that they have deployed enough police officers, enough security men on polling units, on those polling units. So, can you rate the deployment in your own aspects? Is it something that you say that is sufficient enough? Were they prepared? How will you rate the deployment in most of the polling units you covered?
Hello, Sydney. Are you still there? All right. I think the network was fluctuating there, but of course, that was our correspondent, Sydney. He's currently at the Coalition Center, and he was giving us an overview of the election in Ekiti State today. We would have loved to actually have more conversation with him to get to find out some of the things that actually transpired in Ekiti State today during the governorship election. But again, we're still here with AK Master Christian, a public affairs analyst, and we've been talking about the elections generally, and of course you've given us an overview from the beginning. But again, looking at the events across Ekiti State today, what would you say, from your observation, is the biggest story of this election so far from your observation?
Sabito, you remember when I told you from the beginning, I said my surprise today. What my surprise today is the incumbent governor losing, right? I'm just going to hope that in today's, after the collation they give us the results, that they will surprise me, because I said that was going to be my surprise.
Definitely.
So we'll cross our hands and wait to hear if the incumbent is not going to win. And then secondly, from my own aspect, I believe everybody is talking. This is will I say this is the first election under Josh Amuto that there is no too much. I think we have not heard about ballot box snatching.
Yeah,
we have not heard. So we'll give them. I believe that from now till Monday, if we will not hear any place that there was ballot snatching, because I know of a particular area, community in Ekiti State, Abado, Ekiti,
right,
and Egbe, Boeing local government at the Ekiti State. These are more violent. That they how they see election like war. So I'm expecting to hear reports from those houses that it was peaceful. Imesi. So Imesi has been a place that they have been that if you check the register of Ekiti state election, these are communities that always gives problem. So, and up to now, we have not heard about any snatching of ballots. I think we got to get the information about police office, police station attacked.
Yeah.
So the CP has to clarify that it wasn't a because of this election, but it happened yesterday. The attack was yesterday. So I believe that we will not come to the point. You know, the Nigerian system will come to the point that tomorrow it will not be like it was this, but what they just did just to do a damage control process. So let the PR work well. So we want to give kudos to the citizens of Ekiti and the electoral process so far that we have not heard about ballot box snatching, destruction of attacking of INEC officials, ad hoc staffs, and touts invading the election ground. So I will give kudos to the secretary. That's why I was trying to ask Mr. Sidney how the security
ratings,
aspect, yes, the rating of the security presence, because he will tell us he was there on the field. So he will tell us how the security presence was. So that's for me. I will give INEC, I will tell Ekiti people they have done well. It has been peaceful. So we'll come to the point where we'll know if it's free and fair. But we can attest that this is a peaceful election. So,
however, there are some of the challenges that we also saw, and of course some of the reports that we follow through talking about the beaver situation, which of course I asked Sidney earlier. He clarified that as well. But for you, in your own opinion as well, you know, when we see the beavers having challenges at this point in time, where Nigerians would have expected that by now some of the challenges that we see or hear or even experience when it comes to the beavers should have been resolved, but we'll get to see, feel and experience some of these challenges, you know, with the beavers. Do you think that it is still a failure, you know, from INEC basically, or it's just a system malfunction?
You know, for me, I would say this is INEC challenge. The beavers, if it didn't work at all, we will say, okay, this is INEC fault, maybe based on the machine or everything. But based on the network having a challenge, me and you, we are here to get. Can't you see the network of Mr. Sidney is frustrating? So what he's using, what if his beavers we're using to connect?
But those are different things. So it's arguable that INEC should have been able to actually test the quality of the network where they are and then provide a solution for that. The resources should have been there.
Mr. Vito, see, the network issue, you know, if the challenge would have been if after the whole day that beavers didn't work, but the information we got is that technical issues based on the beavers having a network issue, at the end of the day, the next question I was always asking is, did it work? Letter worked. Was it used? So we have not heard any party agent saying, no, we couldn't handle that. It didn't function to the end. Because it is based on what the report we get. That's how we will respond, right? But having a network issue is not a challenge. Because we are in Nigeria. You get? So for me, as long as we are in Nigeria here, network is bound to be a problem. Because
so you're calling it a Nigerian problem right now when it comes
to network is a Nigerian problem.
All right.
It's a Nigerian problem. And NCC should go and do their work.
And I think they're doing quite a number of things then. But let's talk about the number of voters that came out for this election as well. Historically, it is being said that Ekiti recorded or has recorded relatively low voter turnout despite being one of the most politically aware states in Nigeria. And in today's election, of course, we read the statistics earlier on. about 1,059,000 registered voters. 1,020,000 or 20 to 29,000, people collected their PVCs, and accredited votes was around 200, and around over 200,000, almost 280 or 290,000. But the number of persons that also voted was still around 276 or 275, within that particular range, the number of persons that voted. And of course, if you look at the percentage, around 27 just around 27%, voter turnout at this point in time. Do you think that's a good number, for the people of Ekiti State in today's Ekiti governorship election?
Mr. Vito, like I said earlier, 200 and something thousand persons voting out of 1,059,000. It's not a good turn-up.
Yeah.
That's like, remember when I said if we put the whole factor together based on some persons who might have been out of this 1 million might not be in their hometown. Most of them might be in Abuja. Most of them might be in Lagos. We need to put those factors in. People who have died, right? In as much as I know, I actually don't put people who have died, because the more number that have died, the same number might have come to register, because the person that didn't register today might not be up to 18 years. Tomorrow, we're doing voters registration. More numbers are added.
That is, sensitization is done properly, and people actually are aware of it.
More numbers are added. But then, I'm looking at the turn-up, right? What INEC told us, 1,059,000 persons registered.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not concentrating on the people that just registered. I'm focusing on PVC collected. So 97.1% of PVC distributed. So the PVC, people that have collected their PVC, this is where I am placing my own evaluation. Because it's not about if they said 1 million persons registered and 500,000 collected their PVC. It's one thing to register, it's another thing to get your PVC, right? So if almost 97% of Ekiti people collected their PVC, so why is it for us to be having 200? It means people didn't turn out. People didn't turn out, because we know that some persons came back to their hometown to come and do this voting. So it's not a good, I will urge, let this not be a situation of what will happen when we are doing other presidential elections and other state elections. Please, Nigerians should come out this period. Go and register, get your PVC. Don't just get it because you want to use your PVC to open a bank account and use it as an identity card. The essence of getting your PVC is your right to exercise your franchise. So go and register, get your PVC, and get ready to vote. This turnout is a very poor turnout. It's a very poor turnout for me.
Well, there were also allegations of vote buying, in the Ekiti governorship election today. Well, like I said, allegations there were, but these were talks that also came out from the elections today. Do you think that it will ever come to that point in Nigeria where we have elections and the talks or allegations or even the presence or instigation, basically, of vote buying doesn't have to be in the conversation? Are we ever going to get to that particular point in our electoral system?
Mr. Vito, we will not get to that part until Nigerians are no longer hungry. Mr. Vito, if I keep you hungry for 1 week, let me illustrate that for you. I keep you hungry for 1 week, from Monday to Friday, and I showed up on Saturday, and I'm telling you, see 10,000 naira. As small as that is, 10,000 naira for you to buy food and eat, and call me sir. Call me sir. And take 10,000 naira. Let me ask you, you have been hungry for Monday to Friday, and I showed up and they said, if you call me sir, you take 10,000 naira. Take 10,000 naira and come here, sir. Won't you collect the money and come here, sir? Be honest.
So based on
to
this,
eat food, food. I'm bringing food down.
just to be sure, based on this analogy, are you saying that the government of Nigeria, are keeping the people of Nigeria hungry for the purpose of election?
Definitely. Why is it that it's towards election period that you see sharing of rice and sharing of 5,000 naira and beans? Have you seen sharing of rice in 1 year in office of a government? You don't see that. The second year, have you seen sharing of bag of rice in a community by a government? No. It's always when we are close to election period, Nigerians are hungry and Nigerians were being reduced to food. Our politicians are intentional. It's only Nigerians that are not intentional of what they want and who they are. These politicians are intentional. So that is why when it gets to close to election, they begin to give you food after keeping you hungry. So like that illustration I gave you, that's why I said, what will you do? Won't you call me, sir, to collect 10,000 naira? This is the situation of Nigerians. So these elite people, these politicians are up there. Once this election is over, they are back to it is themselves. We themselves. They eat themselves and ignore the duty they're supposed to do. They show up towards the election again and come and say, vote for us. We'll give you food, bag of rice, tin tomatoes, groundnut oil. That is how someone have reduced you.
So in the 36 states of Nigeria, no government, no administration is working for the good of the people based on the things that you're saying to us right now.
The good ones struggle to win. The ones that want to work, that want to serve, struggles to win. The ones that are intentional, knowing what they are doing, being intentional, are the ones doing their job. Because tell me, in a system where I need to know someone to get someone, to get something, that's not a system. If I need to know, not based on my merits, not based on my skills, not based on what I can be able to provide, and I get a certain position because of who I know. Now, who know who? Like the way they say it. Now, who know who they prosper in some things.
Now, you are talking about nepotism in this particular concept.
That's what is happening in Nigeria.
Is nepotism there for a bad concept to thrive on?
Is nepotism good, Mr. Victor?
Well, there are various schools of thought, when you talk about nepotism. And I think that it's not just a Nigerian problem as well. It is a global phenomenon where people actually leverages on nepotism. In other words, they mention your name in a room. And therefore, by the mere mention of your name in a room by somebody who is in that room, you're being favored to gain a position. But of course, you are expected to work and deliver.
Mr. Victor, we're not taking this thing. I'm narrowing my discussion on politics.
Okay. The Nigerian politics.
Nigerian politics. Election. Why is it that when someone will come, they say it doesn't have a structure? When someone is they say it doesn't have a structure. The essence of they don't have a structure is that you need to meet some people, need to do some things, know people that are standing where they are standing. You need to know some systems, you need to know some things that are happening. Can someone come out without knowing all these people and just show his track record and Nigerians will vote him?
All right, we're going to pick up the conversation from here basically, but we have Kingsley Onwuka, our correspondent as well, who is in Ekiti state right now to speak, also at the Coalition Center. Kingsley, good evening to you.
Good evening, Victor. How are you doing?
Oh, very well. How are you as well? Have you rested today, Kingsley?
Not yet, not yet.
All right, kudos to you for the good job you're doing yourself and Sydney, and of course the Rapid TV team there in Ekiti State. But of course, you are the Coalition Center. Tell us what is happening there right now. Are the results being read out right now as we speak?
Okay, right now I'm at INEC, front of INEC office in Ekiti. So that is Ekiti State. And then we can see the massive improvement of security personnel being stationed here. So far so good. We are seeing election results coming in from various local governments, but INEC have not yet opened the collation center. They have
Okay.
not yet opened the collation center. Can see that the people that are supposed to be at the collation center, the likes of the commissioner in charge of this election, some security agencies, and the REC and the national INEC representatives, they are being seated inside the collation center. But we are yet to see the state returning officer. So the state returning officer is yet to arrive at the collation center. So far so good. The election in Ekiti state has been peaceful, and I think the people have made their choice. It's now left for the electoral umpire to ensure what the people vote is what will be the outcome.
All right. Now, we saw that the number of persons that actually came out to vote, was a lot lower than the number of persons that collected their PVCs in Ekiti State. From some of the results and reports that were saying, we saw that over 1,059,000 people registered for their PVCs, and about 1,029,000 people collected their PVCs, but for the voting, it was around 289,000 persons who actually voted, for rather in this Ekiti State governorship election. Would you say, from your observation as well, that that number was a good turnout for the Ekiti people?
The number was not a good turnout, but in terms of seeing a voter apathy, I think you have to push the blame to the politicians or the political party. Yes, INEC have done their part. We saw improvement during this Ekiti election. At least for the first time, seeing over 1 million people registered for this election is a good one. But INEC have done their part. It's left for the politicians to also do their part. At least create awareness, voter education. Was there voter education carried out to the state? If there is, why are people not coming out? Because for the people to come out, many people might not even know that election is holding today. So it's a two-way thing. And don't forget, WAEC is ongoing. Some
Right.
students wrote WAEC too. Maybe parents might be want to take their children to their
School.
different schools to write their examination. But that is not an excuse. Yes, we saw when I was leaving my hotel room this morning, I saw a polling unit where there is just INEC staff, no voter, people that are supposed to vote, like the residents. The residents are yet to arrive that particular polling unit. But the INEC personnel, they have arrived, and there is security agency. So in terms of that, it's trying to say maybe there is there was poor awareness carried out by political parties during this election. But we know during all these off-cycle elections that we have been seeing in the country, not just Ekiti State, we know we normally experience voter apathy because people feel that, maybe they don't want to come out to exercise their rights. People might feel that maybe the presence of security personnel, people might feel that maybe what they vote is not what we come out. But everything lies on the political party because if they did their job in ensuring that they did the voter education, do this awareness stuff, I think people should come out and cast their vote. But in some polling units, yes, we saw improvement of voters, but those polling units are polling units attached to a candidate, where we saw a candidate or a sitting house member or a sitting house of rep member. I know maybe people came out there just to show solidarity to their choice of candidate. But why in other polling units there was lots of voter apathy? There was one I visited. The total registered voters was about 399, but there were less than 100 that cast their vote in that particular
Oh,
polling
wow.
unit. So this issue of voter apathy will push the blame to the political parties because if there is lot of for this election, I think people should come out and know that the governorship election is holding today.
All right. Let's talk about some of the party agents. Have you heard any complaints from the party agents so far regarding the outcome of the election?
I know the report we got was the report from the ADC candidate, the ADC governorship candidate, where he raised concern of security personnel. He was not comfortable on security personnel. He also allegedly said vote buying is going on in some polling units, which we didn't verify that. And then we saw security personnel moving around doing their patrol, ensuring that the election has been will be peaceful, which the election have been peaceful and smooth. So the other issue we do not also see is underage voting,
Okay.
because I know during the Anambra election underage voting, but this election we do not see underage voting. So we know when collection starts, party agents they are inside. They have their report from the field. Let's see how their reaction will be when result is being announced.
Okay.
All right. Our guest here wants to also throw anything to you.
Mr. Casely, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, well done. I want to ask a follow-up question to what you just said. I want to understand the voter party you're talking about. Now, 300 and something persons came and they were accredited, right? And then 100 and something voted. Is that...
No, no, the polling units have registered voters of 399, but
Okay.
people that came out that was accredited, less than 100.
Okay. So the next question I want to ask is, when you said security personnel were parading, so the CP told us, he gave us the assurance that security personnel will be deployed to each polling unit. So can you rate the deployment of police officers at each polling unit, not the patrolling one, the polling unit, the ones that were deployed at each polling unit, are they equipped to really safeguard the voters and the ad hoc staffs of INEC? So can you rate the participation of the security agents at polling units, not the patrolling people, but at the polling unit, each polling unit that you visited? How will you rate the security outfits?
Or you know, the people that is championing the security in terms of election in Nigeria police. We have the civil defense, we have the immigration, and we have other sisters agencies. So what I saw today in various polling units was improved. I can score the 90, but in terms of the protected INEC officials, I think I know they're not supposed to carry arms to the polling unit. They're just meant to be there. When there is issue, they know their emergency number to call, because they have patrol team doing their patrol in that particular location. In the aspect of I think they're not allowed to carry arms at the polling unit. People patrol just to come around to witness what is happening. But people that are stationed there, I don't know. I think I can confirm. I think I've been covering election. We hardly see police personnel carrying arms standing at the polling unit. Rather, when issues come up, they have the emergency number to call, which are people doing patrol in that particular location. I know when I covered election in the past, I've seen where they put a call across and the patrol team arrive immediately. So in terms of they are not allowed to carry arms. But in terms of safety, at least from the rack center, we didn't have any issues from the rack center. We didn't have any issues from the collection center. Election arrived safely. We have not gotten any negative report of electoral material being hijacked. We have not gotten any negative reports regarding that. I know I spoke with the CP in terms of this election, which is Abayomi Shegunle, but the thing is still does not want to disclose. It's not to disclose the numbers of personnel deployed in this election, because I asked him if this election can bring this personnel together and the election is peaceful, can we integrate it from 2027? So for the personnel, they did their job. I think kudos to the security agency. We can see what they mean. Okay, they are well alert, ensuring that people that is coming in, the returning officer from various local governments, they arrive on time and they are being taken where they will do their sorting before they will not proceed to the collection center. So far so good. Personnel in this election, they improved. And if you remember, in the Edo election, there was high presence of military personnel. But here we just see a normal security personnel, which is the police doing their normal duty. And don't forget, when almost over 20 polling units today doing his inspection and ensuring that the election is going on smoothly.
Okay. Do tell us, Kesley, what are domestic and international observers saying about the conduct of this election today in Ekiti State?
Okay, I know I went to a particular situation in which the CP in terms of this election So they were able to show him report they got from the field based on some particular polling units that got late arrival of results, and also issue where there was the issue of the exchange of what of like call it the party agent not satisfied with the presence of and what the INEC was presenting. So they showed him those data, and then he said him too would check from their own situation room. And they also showed him, I think we saw 89% of fully units being secured by security agencies. That was the figures that was coming out from that situation room. But we that do this part, so I can confirm to you that every fully unit by security agency, if you do not see the police, you will see the chief of the transit.
All right. Now, I was basically talking about the international observers. What are they saying about the conduct of the election?
Well, I know my other colleagues still did interview with some international observers, so I'm here to get those. The one I met on the field, they were comfortable with the process. And I had an interview with one of them. They were comfortable with the process. And they said if the INEC can integrate this 2027, I think the hope of Nigeria will come alive so that we will see people coming out 2027, because people still feel that, oh, there might be voter apathy during the 2027 election.
All right. Now, Kisley, after spending the whole day right there in the field monitoring the election, what would you say is the defining moment for the Ekiti 2026 governorship election?
I think all eyes on the people of Ekiti, their eyes is in the INEC, and in the next few hours, collation center will be open. We'll be getting results from 16 local governments. I think the people are anticipating change, they're anticipating for good development. They have made their choice. It's not left for the electoral umpire to ensure that the choice the people made is what the outcome will be. So far, so good. We know in previous elections, even by election, we see protests going up and down. There is no place for people to have been peaceful, it has been smooth, and the INEC office is secured with security agency, the DSS, and the Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much, Kinsley, for your time with us this evening. We do appreciate you. Go get some rest now. We'll link up with you once the collation center is opened. Thank you again, Kinsley Omoka. Good evening. Well, we just linked up with our correspondent, Kinsley Omoka. He has been in Ekiti State since morning, of course, monitoring the elections, talking about the Ekiti gubernatorial election today, and of course alongside our colleague as well, Sydney, who's been talking to us, giving us updates on the things going on in Ekiti State. But right here in the studio, I still have with me AK Master Christian, and we'll be talking about the elections, in Ekiti State, basically. But just to ask you again now, yes, Kisley did mention that security agencies maintained a strong presence there, which of course has been one of your concerns, as it is. And, talking about the fact that the CP, who is in charge of the election as well, went to about 20 various polling units today to monitor the election. Now, what would you say about that kind of move, basically, by the CP himself?
No, it is so impressive. He is not, at least he didn't tell us, show us the boss spirit, where they stay in their offices and get instructions and do everything. For this period, he just wanted to show us what leadership should be. And he was out there to make sure that this election is going very, very well, and it is peaceful. That's why I said we use results to qualify someone's efforts, right? So if he promised us that there will be enough security officers and the election will be peaceful, and if you watch, you can rate the peaceful of this election, at least you can rate 90 over 100, right? We can rate it. So with that, we'll be able to see, yes, that security personnel did their job. Their presence contributed to the results that we have today, that the election was peaceful. So kudos to the CP, the election commissioner, for the election. So I really,
You're impressed.
yes, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
All right.
I'm impressed.
And of course,
I give it to him.
kudos to the CP there. Now, you notice the off-cycle elections basically sometimes are the indicators to the national election. You know,
Definitely.
Ekiti State election, which is one of such, basically. What indicators do you think that Nigerians should be looking at for, you know, from this election, you know, of course, and also doing a comparison, or just watching out for the general election that is to come in 2027? What should Nigerians be looking at for?
Voters turnout. I believe that this should not be the outcome of our presidential election or the governorship elections we are going to be having, because the turnout tells you that this is it's not a good one. For me, I'm not impressed in this outcome of voters, and I am even thinking in my head, hope Nigerians have not given up entirely in coming out to come and vote, because it's a very bad thing, because you can't stay in your house and complain of bad governance. If it's a protest, you come out for protest. During vote, you will not come out and vote.
Yeah.
So you are also protesting against yourself, because the protest you do today is also the failure of things you failed to do.
Of course.
So as you plan to protest, can we also put our mind to come out and vote? So voting aspect is where I am so concerned.
Okay.
The rest of the security thing is always the presidential election. You see that most times the outcome we saw in states of
you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live. Caesar Radio. On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com. Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store. Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Caesar Radio.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 is here. Watch all 104 matches live on StarTimes from the opening match to the final showdown.
And this time, it's not just watching, it's watch and win.
Subscribe or buy a StarTimes decoder and stand a chance to win the 10 million naira grand prize. Plus many exciting prizes nationwide with subscription packages starting from just 4,000 naira. Recharge now via StarTimes app or visit any StarTimes office or dealer outlet near you.
StarTimes, enjoy digital life.
From Lagos to Lafia, from Port Harcourt to Portisco, Nigerians are talking. 2027 is here. We track the candidate and the coalition. We follow the money and the manifesto. We test promises against reality. On security, jobs, education, power, finance, and more. This is not just a campaign platform. It's a public square. We bring you debates, deep dives, and on-the-ground reports with data, not drama. It's Road to 2027 right here on Rapid TV every Thursday at 5 p.m. The road is long. Let's walk it together.
Great news! Your favorite station, Rapid TV, is now available on the free TV app. Catch the latest news, entertainment, lifestyle, sports, and inspiring programs anytime, anywhere. Simply download the free TV app, search for Rapid TV, and start watching for free. Don't miss a moment of the action. Stay informed, stay entertained, stay connected. Rapid TV now streaming on the free TV app. Watch free, watch anytime. Download the free TV app today and enjoy Rapid TV wherever you are.
Rapid TV, rooted in truth, driven by impact. This is Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN. We connect people, power stories, and amplify voices. On Rapid TV, we're rooted in culture and your window to the stories that matter. From news to lifestyle, we inform, entertain, and uplift. Join Rapid TV on StarTimes Channel 176, Nightcom Sat. On Rapid FM, we speak your language from the soulful airwaves of Umuahia to the vibrant culture of Port Harcourt and beyond. More than broadcasters, we're creators, amplifying that voice within with powerful content across TV, radio, and digital. Join us at rbnradiotv.com and all our social media handles. One network, one voice. Rapid Broadcasting Network, RBN, the sound of your city, rooted in truth, driven by impact.
Greatness is not faceless. Greatness has a face. It has many faces. It has over 200 million faces. Greatness is not faceless. Greatness has a face. It has many faces. It has over 200 million faces. It has your face. It has my face. Greatness is beyond.
providing the money.
Transforming Ekiti State has not been without challenges. Governor Fayemi inherited